cute.
Well, hey friends, and welcome back. We've actually been working for the last several days on getting our garden ready. Today is Good Friday. Praise the Lord for dying on the cross and raising from the dead, all of what we celebrate at Easter. Such an exciting time of year. Also very exciting because traditionally here in the South, I don't know if this is everywhere, but here in the South, we sow seeds on Good Friday. So that's what we're doing today. We've been working the last 3 days on hoeing the garden. I was trying really, really hard not to till again. I'm trying not to till after we tilled last year just to get a blank slate, but now I'm trying to let the nutrients in the garden do their thing without too much disruption. However, I did a poor job of putting the garden to bed at the end of last summer, so I have been hoeing quite a bit this week, and it's been a lot of work. I'm sore, but the sunshine is so warm and it is time to get to it. So I'm excited to take you along as we sow some seeds. Yeah. So I'm excited to sow some seeds, bury some bulbs. We're doing a lot of flowers. We're doing a good bit of crops, not a huge variety this year, but a lot of things that we use a lot of all throughout the year. And then I'm also working on some landscaping. So right now Nicholas has gone to the store to pick up a whole bunch of mulch and some garden soil just to help with amending what we already have going on. And while he is gone, I am going to draw out some new flower beds around the front of our house and then use the hoe a little bit more to get those ready for mulch to go down over them when he gets back. So let's see how quickly I can knock this out. All right, babies, I'll be outside working, okay? If you need me, come out to the front porch. I'll be out front today, got it? Love you. Okay. So, funny story, and it's funny now that I can look back on it and laugh, not in the moment, but my husband Nicholas, he came home with half the number of mulch bags, which we had discussed him getting, not even because he didn't have room for them or because we didn't have a way to haul them, but simply because a lapse of judgment or short-term memory loss. I'm not quite sure which one it was, but first he comes home and tells me that and then realizes it's got, nowhere near enough. And then after that I said, okay, well, here, you use this hoe. I've been using it for a few days now, and I'm gonna go work on some other things up in the garden or whatever. And he says, I'm pretty sure we have an easier way to do that, and goes up to our barn where he brings back this tiller, the same tiller he told me a week prior no longer worked and we had gotten rid of. So when it came time for him to have to use this garden hoe, it suddenly worked again. I was quite heated, to be completely honest. He was like, I think maybe you should just take a seat and rest because you seem a little worked up. And so I sat there and drank my Coke for a little bit and then got back to work, and it was all fine. But it was, now looking back, it was a funny little moment and something that we can laugh about. Mostly.
Please, Daddy.
I've got to. Yeah, they're
Okay, so we've gotten a lot done, especially since the tiller came into the equation. But we just had some friends come and deliver us some new friends from their homestead. They have like a legit 10-acre homestead with goats, dairy cow, all that. And they've recently hatched some baby chicks, so they brought us 5.
Oh, they're so cute.
Let's take them to their new home. How about it?
All right.
Okay, so we actually, because it's Easter weekend, I am helping lead worship at our church on Easter Sunday, and we have rehearsal here very soon. They wanted to go ahead and get it done tonight since Sunday morning will be so full and just family focused and whatnot. So Nicholas is actually, I think, gonna try to keep working a little bit, but he's also staying here with the girls, so we'll see how that goes. I'm throwing some dinner in, and then whatever we don't get done tonight, I would love it if he could go ahead and put the bags of mulch out that we have available to us. And then after that, tomorrow morning, I'll be back in touch with you to update you on what he got done, as well as some fun things that we get to continue with. So see you then. Okay, so we are at the garden center at Lowe's. My dad had a landscaping business for a while when I was growing up. He was such a good landscaping artist. Like, he was just wonderful. Our yard at home always looked immaculate. I would be out in the yard playing over the summer, and he'd be working in the yard, and people would always stop when they were driving by and be like, can you come do ours and all this. So that was even before he had his own landscaping company, and he just always was very adamant about you buy your plants from a nursery. But I have not found one around here that I just really love. We've been here for 3 years, but we've not done a lot of landscaping. So I am here at Lowe's, and I'm going to hope and pray that the plants work out well, that I don't get ripped off. So far, it's been okay over the last couple of years, the little bit that we've done. But I'm really excited. I'm trying not to go crazy, but the beds that I've made are pretty big. I tend to do this. I get images and visions in my mind, and then I like start on it, and then I'm like, oh wow, that's gonna cost more money than what I thought. It just, a lot goes into that, you know, a lot more work, a lot more money. That's typically how I do things. It's just who I am, unfortunately. So it's like not even 8 o'clock in the morning yet. I just wanted to get out and get this and then get back so that I'm not gone all morning and Nicholas isn't with the girls all day, and, you know, different things. Plus we have a lot to do before this evening because we have family coming over to eat dinner with us. It's actually my birthday, so I get to do this once a year. The landscaping, the flower spending. I don't go crazy, but I try to get it in around my birthday, and then I try to sneak in other flowers throughout the rest of the year, like Mother's Day, Father's Day, because my dad is now passed. I try to get a flower in honor of him. But for the most part, this is where the bulk will come from. And because of how I've done the beds, I feel like if I don't do all of it, it's going to look very incomplete and awkward. So I'm kind of struggling with figuring things out, but I'm really excited because they look like they have some beautiful flowers, and let's go. So $270 later. Guys, landscaping is so expensive. And also so worth it to me, not to everyone. My husband didn't grow up with a family member that was a landscaper, so for him, he might have a heart attack, but it's my birthday, so he can't be mad, right? I'm honestly not one to spend a lot of money. I'm foregoing some other disposable income opportunities this month for the sake of flowers, which is a great motivator for me. I love them. However, I am waiting to get my 10 more bags of mulch, and after that I will go home and show you what without the mulch, like $245 of flowers looks like. Or I guess I should say plants. It's not just flowers, but I'll show you.
The last time that I bought landscaping shrubs was about 5 years ago, and they were almost half the price then as to what they are now. I mean, I think they were like $8 a piece 5 years ago, and now they are like $13 a piece. Now, granted, inflation is a thing, as well as I got those from a nursery, and they were a different type of shrub, so all of those things probably play together. But it is so hard because shrubs are so crucial to
like the base or the foundation of front yard landscaping especially, but then like you also need so many of them. I'm super glad that I got them, but it was a little bit difficult because I would much rather have all the beautiful like meadowscape perennial flower shrubs and things like that, but I know that these will be a great like stabilizer in the midst of all the flowers blooming around them. All right, I think we have the general layout here. This is a really good start. It ended up filling my space much more than I thought it would. And of course, as it continues to grow over the next several seasons, I think it'll fill in really nicely. I want to get some kind of like ground cover for the border through here, but that'll come later. So I'm really pleased. And then I want to do more around the lilac tree that I got over here, but that'll come later as well. So I think this is a really great start. There's lots of plans that I have always, but for now, this is perfect. Although we are spending money on nice new landscaping in this video, I just want to give a quick disclaimer that I am not planning on pushing new and bigger and fancier and better things throughout this channel. I know that everything on the internet, everything in our society is encouraging us to spend money and to want more, but we need to just be content with what we have. We have simply not invested in the landscaping of our home for a while. We've been waiting for this, so I was excited to share it with you. But I just know that this channel is early on in its lifespan, and I don't want you to get the wrong idea that I'm constantly going to be encouraging you or pushing you to do more, to be more, or to spend more. You're doing so good. You cleaning it up. Okay, it is so hot. I'm gonna take a quick pause to go get very, very important refreshment. Be right back. You can imagine how disappointed I was when the freshly squeezed lemonade stand in the Tractor Supply parking lot was not there when I showed up. You guys, I was so wanting a fresh pink lemonade, but apparently they're only there Tuesdays through Thursday, and so I just had to settle for water, which I know was probably better anyways. But we are just loving these summer days. I mean, look at that girl running around in her bathing suit. They played in the water hose all day long. We were like, our water bill this month is going to be through the roof, but you know what? We're just loving it. Hey! Good morning! Good morning! So we got a lot done over the weekend, but not all that I had hoped. And tonight it is supposed to start storming, and the rain should be here for about a week. So I'm gonna try my absolute very, very best to get garden soil on these beds. I think most of the bed prep is done. I just need to mix in some soil to help add a little something to the dirt that's really still in pretty good shape from last year. There's just a couple spots that could really use more assistance through some amendments. So I'm hoping that a little bit of garden soil will help with that, and then I need to get seeds and bulbs in the ground before the rain hits tonight, and hopefully they will get well watered over the next several days, and it'll set us up for a really good season. Our landscaping got mostly done. We are still short a few bags of mulch, but we got all the plants in the ground, so they're good to go, and the mulch can wait until after the rain if it absolutely needs to. So let's go ahead and see how fast we can get some of this done, because the install is always the hardest part. I am so tired. I'm so grateful that Nicholas helped me a lot this weekend, and he gifted me for my birthday a whole bunch of landscaping. So I am so grateful for that. But because it was Easter weekend, we did not, I mean, it just felt like we were constantly rushing from one thing to the next. We had a wonderful holiday, but now he's back to work, so I'm gonna finish this up all on my own, hopefully in the next couple of hours. Okay, so we have gotten pretty much everything put into place. I still need to do tomatoes, which I've decided I'm going to do in grow bags. So they will kind of be, I think, all around the garden as I have space, or along the outside wall of one side of my garden. And then I also still need to use either our tiller, which I did not think worked, but it does, or our hoe, and clean up the edges, the inside perimeter of this garden, and then I can use it for one more row of corn, as well as green beans and trellises for green beans over here around my raised beds. So I still need to get those things finished, but for the most part our garden install is complete. Yay. I also still have some of the landscaping to do, but you can see that in the upcoming videos. I'm about probably 8 or 10 bags of mulch short still, like I said. And then I also have annual flowers to put into some of my planters, my containers, as well as the ground. I still have some annual seeds that I really want to grow, some climbers, just all kinds of fun things. I've already maxed out my garden space with what's here and all that I could, but now it's time to expand, get some more garden soil, and add some into the landscaping to make use of all that we have. So I'm very, very excited, very hopeful. I've never done just flowers before. Last year I did some flowers, but not a ton. So I'm very much looking forward to what's in store. But right now I need to go ahead, get this garden watered, and just button everything up before storms come in tonight. I'm not going to water it too heavily because I do know that we're about to get several days of rain, but I want to water it somewhat so that the seeds can be a little bit more of like a sure position whenever the rain hits tonight and they don't all just wash away first thing. So I am so glad that you came along for our second video as our channel is continuing to get started. I am so excited every time that we have a new subscriber, every time that we have a new view and a new like. So I just really appreciate your support. I hope that you're having a great day wherever you are, and we'll catch you next time. Bye guys.